Hello. I'm going to do a quick 8-inch bloom, I hope. I wanted to do one with these colors the other day, and I ran out of time. So this is my custom, like aubergine, or however you say it, color I made when I mixed these colors. And I once did a bloom using turquoise phthalo and interference green and ultramarine violet light, I think, which is obviously a lot lighter and cooler. And I really liked it. So I'm gonna use these three colors, which is the Indigo Blue Black Colourarte Vivid Intense, the Phthalo Turquoise Colourarte Vivid Intense, and my custom color, which I think is pretty fabulous. And so this is a mix of Phthalo Blue from Colourarte Vivid Intense, Mars Violet, and Deep Violet. Started off with a pretty heavy base of Mars Violet. Anyway, it sort of evolved into this, and I love it. So there's that color. The Vivid Intense, I have the mixing video a couple of videos back where I show you this new set. This is the Phthalo Turquoise, which I haven't gotten to use yet. And I have a mica dust on my puppy pad, so I'm trying to not get it everywhere. This is the Indigo Blue Black from that set, which I'm in love with this color. I've always loved a blue black. I'm gonna use a white cell activator, titanium white from Graham, using Australian Floetrol, which I have a discount code for you from Pixel Paint Designs listed below. I am going to use interference green from Colourarte. I love using interference colors. I've got some globbies on my hands. And oh, I have a bunch of petals right here. So this is interference green. Oh, it's a little thick. So great. So this color underneath Phthalo Turquoise will really awe and amaze you in many ways. I also kind of want to use Abalone shell because I need to use what's in this mix. So Abalone shell is a larger particulate. So it's sort of like using a bunch of the sparkle colors all together. You can't tell, it just looks white, but this is what it looks like kind of dried. It's still hard to tell on camera. Anyway, it's got some of the different interference color flakes in there, so it could be pretty interesting looking. So the only sparklies we're using are the interference green and maybe the Abalone shell, and I bet you if I don't screw up the bloom, which is always the challenge, it's going to look pretty cool. So this is an 8-inch MDF wood round. I'm going to stop being such a chicken and move to 10 inches when I run out of these 8 inches. I accidentally ordered, well, I ordered 8 inches and I accidentally got a bunch of 10-inch ones. And I thought, well, maybe it's a sign that I need to stop being such a chicken. I mean, I have done successful 10-inch ones, but since I've been trying to blow out things on my own, I've been trying to play it a little safer, you know. But, you know, you gotta have a little risk here and there. Anyway, I'm hoping this will be quick because I really need to go take a shower and like do productive things. But I just took some videos of my latest geode and got the tape off of it. So by the time this video comes out, you probably will have already seen that one. So I already had stuff everywhere. So I thought, well, maybe before I go get all cleaned up, maybe I'll just do this real quick. So I have a bunch of helpful stuff in the description box below. I don't want to belabor that. Most importantly, based on the fact that we're going to use these beautiful products, there is a 20% off for Colourarte, everything on the website, using Mandy1120. I use Colourarte all the time, obviously. I'm super excited about these new Vivid Intense fluid acrylics because I use mostly fluid acrylics, and so I mean, I obviously use pigments and sparkly paint, but if I'm going to use a paint in blooms, fluid is my favorite because they're just like the perfect consistency. Anyway, I'm going to put a little interference green down on the bottom, and whoa, I went a little heavy on one side. So what's fun about transparent paint, sometimes people hear about pigments being transparent or colors being transparent and they think that that's bad. I'm going to throw a little abalone shell in the mix here. Transparent paints can be very magical because they allow light and color to come through. So you get some really unique effects that you wouldn't get if you just stacked up a bunch of opaque colors. But by the same token, opaque colors can be really cool too. So what I like about using pigments and colors that have a little transparency is you can see the way the pigment reflects through it, which is really neat. So this is the Indigo Blue Black, and I mostly wanted to put this in for some contrast. And then I'm going to drizzle a little bit more of the interference green right here. Sorry if you hear my dog drinking water. And then I'm gonna do my custom purple. Such a pretty color. I nailed it, if I may say so. And I do say so. And then I'm gonna do, I'm tempted to put more abalone shell at the top, but I think I'm just gonna not. Okay, Phthalo Turquoise. Sorry about my dog again. They were laying down sleeping until I started doing this. And now they're drinking water and making a lot of noise. Okay, a little bit more of this because it's so pretty. And who doesn't love that? And a little bit more blue black. If you hear our neighbor's dog crying, it just doesn't like to be outside. It's not hurting. Okay, now pop a couple bubbles, and can't see them very well. They're hiding. And then we're going to blow it out. Okay, yikes. Ooh, hey, don't do that. Okay, cell activator. Dang it, now I see some. And I don't really want them right underneath my cell activator because then they'll pop in the center and make the ugliest cells. Like the most huge, icky cells. Okay. Okay, maybe just a little bit more. There's something icky in my cell activator. That was probably too much. Okay, let's see. Ooh, I gotta get closer. No. We're coming back to that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. No! Oh, I really screwed that up right there. Let's see if I can save it. Other than that, it's going okay. Yikes. Okay, I mean this part, let me see if I can fix what I did over here. I may have just made it worse. We'll see. I think I did. Oh well. Let's see if I can't make some progress. Oh. Okay, not perfect, but I think we can probably make it work. Got a little off center there somehow, but the colors are really pretty. So let me see if you can still see, and we'll spin it out and see what happens. All right. So this part's kind of funky, so we're gonna come over here and try to put a little detail in there just to help with the composition. May not help, may make it worse. Right here. That may have not helped either. Sometimes I overdo the swirlies. I'm just not very good at them, to be perfectly honest. Okay, so I'm not too worried because this should go off the edge, so just trying to kind of guide some of the areas with the narrow blow. And then let's see here. And then I think we'll give it a spin and see what happens. So it's obviously favoring this side. And there's a bunch of bubbles that came through when I did that. And there isn't a lot of bubbles in the paint I was using, so it almost has to be from the Abalone shell because it was pretty thick and I put it at the very bottom. So my concern is that part of the funkiest part of this that we kind of need to spin off is over here. And the center, if I move it, it's not all moving. Or maybe it is. So I don't want to tilt it too much because then it makes the cells that are really nice wonky. So we may just have to deal with it being off center and maybe a little crazy in one particular section. And but the shimmer is really pretty. Now this looks a little different than the one I was describing that I've done before because the purple is obviously a lot darker and a lot warmer. And so it's kind of putting its own spin on it, but still working. This just looks kind of wild, and unfortunately I don't know how much of that's going to go off. But again, we have to stop expecting perfection because that's just not how art goes. At least not art for me. Let's see. But when you see up close and you see the shimmer, it's really quite magical. Okay. So we've got, I need to see this get at least this part to the edge and then I can kind of live with it. So I'm going to give it a little bit more of an aggressive, whoa, spin. I'm still not quite there, but we're getting there. And then, ooh, measles. The center looks funny because it looks like I drew a little circle with the cell activator. It's like the blow started off so positive and then it just went awry rather quickly. But it's not the worst thing I've done for sure. I'm still going to call it a win if I like the way it turns out. The only thing is I'm getting paint everywhere. Okay, so this funky part, I don't know how well you can see it. It's right here, but it's more tolerable now, I think. And if you didn't make that mess, you probably wouldn't realize it was there. Like, it's funny how when it's your own painting, it's the first thing your eye looks at, but when somebody else makes it, you're like, oh, it's so beautiful. But when it's yours, you're like, it's not supposed to be like that. Okay. The blue-black added some nice dark contrast. I kind of would like to see what it looks like without it, though, too. But I think under resin, with the little bit of interference we put in here, it's going to be really quite beautiful. I don't like this curly Q thing I did right here. I don't like the way that's forming. The dog's getting serious now. It's like, I don't think you heard me. I want to come inside. I still don't like that. But the more I mess with that, the more the white pillow is going to come through and it's just going to look worse. So I better leave it alone. One more good spin. Got to protect the paint that's around it and the floor. I think that'll do. There's a glob of paint right here. I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. I think that'll do. Let me give you a little close-up. You have to let me know if you think this is a win or not so much. I like it, except for this part I don't like so much. So if I could have not messed up that blow, feels to me like this got all wobbly everywhere. So if I had another board, I'd probably just do another one real quick. Let me show you. I feel like one of my consistencies is off. I think what's causing these to look droopy right here is two things. For one, I tried to fix the blow. And when I did, I kind of blew where it was already spread out and kind of forced it in a different direction. So now we have these cells that are kind of like, rah. Because I don't have that over here. The other thing is, if you recall, I tried to tilt it this way to see if the whole bloom would move. And this part was not moving as much, so that caused those cells to be a little bit more tilty and wobbly. And because I don't see it everywhere, but I see it a whole lot right here. So I think it's pretty. I think it's worth resining. If this was a big, super expensive cradled wood board, I would scrape it. But it's an 8-inch, so we'll let it live. So let me bring you down so you can see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you this close-up, but stay tuned because I am going to do this again and it turns out a lot better. So after this close-up, stay tuned for round 2. So we'll do a 2-for-1 in this video. The colors are beautiful in this bloom, but the second one just turns out way better. And true story, I do end up scraping this, so don't tell anyone, but watch part 2 of the video. So just wanted to give you a little preview that I'm going to do another one real quick. I decided after I recorded, so that's why I didn't say it in the video. Okay, There's. All right, so here are the colors up close. You can see what I mean about the interference green. See how it peeks through? And where you see different color, that's the abalone shell peeking through. So under resin, this will be a lot more remarkable looking than it looks right now, but the colors are beautiful. And when I tell you these Vivid Intense colors are awesome and they hold their color and dry really gorgeous, they really do. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think. If this was you, would you keep it or would you scrape it? This is the funky part. All right, keep it or scrape it. Let me know. Bye. Okay, welcome back. This is Mandy, and in case you saw my recent video where I just finished painting. So if you're seeing this, you're probably not seeing it at the same time as what I just did. So I just did this bloom and I liked it, but the composition was kind of not the best. So now I kind of want to either do the same colors again or do a completely different-ish one. And I can't decide which. So I'm just going to tell you as I go. So this is 8-inch MDF round. This is Valspar 2000 in Eggshell. And I'm going to do this. And I kind of do want to do it again so I can see what it would look like if it was done right. But I think I'm going to leave the abalone shell out this time. I know, poor abalone. Okay, and just do interference green. And where's my Flinky? There is a fly in here, and he is stalking me. I just want you to know. So if you hear me scream or yell suddenly, it's because he is working on my reserve nerve. Okay. I swear. Okay. He somehow got in here yesterday. We tried to get him, couldn't get him. And now he's back to taunt me. So, interference green from Colourarte. There's a big old globby in here somewhere. Whatever. So we're going to put some of that down. It's so pretty. And, okay. And on top of that, would you get away from me, you stupid fly? Turquoise, Phthalo Turquoise from Colourarte Vivid Intense. I do have a 20%. This is a little thin. That could be part of my problem. I do have a 20% off anything on the Colourarte website using Mandy1120 in the description box below. And these colors are fantastic. So this is the new fluid acrylic line. I also have a mixing video where I show you all the beautiful colors. It's back there somewhere in the videos. This Phthalo Turquoise is, you may see this evil beast. He keeps trying to get underneath what I'm doing because he's got a death wish. Okay. All right. I lost my train of thought because I got mad at the fly. So this is my custom purple that I made. Somehow like flecks of white paint came up through my interference color. That's weird. I made it with Vivid Intense. Chat, stop it. As soon as I start doing a video, these guys want to lick things, drink water, all the things. Anyway, I guess I should specify that I'm talking about my dogs. A little bit more interference green. I probably used maybe too much. A little goes a long way. So we're gonna do Indigo Blue Violet from Colourarte Vivid Intense. All of these colors are in the new set, just that the custom purple I made from 3 colors. And it's magical. Okay. Just sling and paint. You know, sometimes on a Friday night, you need to sling paint. Makes you feel better about life to sling paint. Makes you feel better about being tired. You just throw some paint around. A little bit more of the Phthalo green. No, Phthalo blue. Maybe a little bit more of this guy, just a little. Hello, how you doing? All right. White cell activator, which is titanium white from M. Graham, mixed with Australian Floetrol. Okay. I think I also maybe used a little bit too much last time. And my white cell activator is awfully thin all of a sudden. I don't know. Some days are just not great painting days. Maybe that's... Oh, that's too much, Amanda. Okay. All right, guys, hold on. And this is off. Okay. Well, if you saw my last video, you know that this blow, whew, is 11,000 times better. So let's hope that that yields us a good result. And I don't know how I still got the thing to move way over here. It was sort of centered a second ago. I must be moving it when I'm blowing it out. What happened to my little bubble popper tweezer thingies? Oh, right here. All right, let me zoom you in so you can see a little better. Whoa, that's a lot of zooming. Okay, and then we're gonna spin it out after we pop a couple bubbles. Anyway, I hope everyone's having a good week. I should be doing responsible adult things, but here I am doing this. This is responsible though. Eventually someone will buy this and that will be a responsible contribution to society. Okay, so if you watched my last video where I used these colors, I told you that interference green looks magical when it pops through transparent colors such as Phthalo turquoise. I keep wanting to call it something else. And when I show you up close, you're going to see that, but when this is resined and dried, you will really see it. And this is a lot more in line with what I was envisioning. So that makes my heart happy. And I know there's a couple really big annoying bubbles that I need to locate. But let's give it a gentle spin, and some of them will come to the surface as we spin. I didn't even really have to mess with my edges that much. Is that not the most wonderful? Okay. It's crazy how just changing a minor thing, for one, like blowing it right, and for two, just like how we layered our paint, and we only used the one interference. There is something right here in my paint. And honestly, this custom purple looks really cool with these two colors. And let's give it another little gentle spin. I feel like this has redeemed my previous bloom. I may end up doing a voiceover and putting them together. To not make it like 1,000 years long. who knows? Or maybe I'll just let it be 1,000 years long, and if you're really brave, you just watch a 2-for-1 bloom. I watch long bloom videos. If it has what I'm looking for, I don't care if it's long. Now here's the conundrum I'm wondering about is, are we not going to get to the edge over here? And that's starting to concern me a little bit. So I'm going to tweak these edges just in case. In case we end up having some negative space. I highly doubt it. I always use way too much pillow paint. But it would be the day that you need it to go a little further to the edge that all of a sudden you get better at being sparing with the pillow paint, right? I think we're going to be all right. You guys, I really like this. So maybe I am going to put this in the same video. So if you're watching this and you just saw me semi-like one and love this one, then that's what I did. A 2-for-1. Because I think, like in hindsight, it would help you to know in the same video, like, what I did differently. And sometimes kind of just the train of thought, like, oh, okay, that didn't work out. What am I going to try again? You know what I mean? So this is going to be outstanding under resin. Like, outstanding. So now I'm at the point where I don't want to spend too much because I don't want my design to get wonky, but I don't want to have too much paint left. And I think we're kind of at the sweet spot. I had a bloom the other day and the very tiniest little crack appeared in the center. Everything else was fine. I was like, you little jerk crack. That's okay, I can fix that. I can fix it with, I can touch it up with a little paint. So this part's a little, you know, not as great as the rest, but hey, I can live with that. This is a delicious bloom compared to the last one. And the cell structure, lacing, all really nice. We have more lacing than we do cells, which is probably because my paint is a little bit thin. There are some cells here, like where you actually have multicolors, and you have some in here. But one of the reasons I like the M-gram paint, I get this question a lot. Amsterdam is great, but M-gram, you tend to get these little cells, and I really like them, like a lot. And so that's one of the reasons I like it. It is hands down probably one of my favorite paints for Cell Activator. And so, yeah, so thanks for sticking with me. Let me bring you down so you can see it. I'm pretty proud of it. I think it's pretty nice. Okay. Glad I took the plunge and did it again. So this is the funky part, but it still works. But check out the way that color looks as it stretches out over the interference green. Come on, that's so pretty. And since purple and violet, since purple and green kind of complement each other, it looks good when it pops through that aubergine or whatever color. So when this is resined, you're really going to notice it. And I like how the little use of the indigo blue black gave us some nice little pops of dark color. Yeah, so I am happy that I took the time to do this other one. If my husband hadn't started working on something, I would have gone to do responsible adult things. So yay. Woo, look at the depth in this right here. These little cells are my favorite. And those little tiny cells. I love them. Like right over here. Look how cute that is. So much different depth in those tiny little cells like these right here. I love them. Okay. Don't forget to check the description box. Thanks again for watching. Appreciate everyone's support, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.